My name is James Huffman. I am a program manager at the Nippon Foundation, and I have been working with JACAFA for the past 18 months or so. To date, there has not been enough cooperation, I don't think, between Japan and the Central Asian countries. And this is a very wasteful thing. This is something that we need to correct, because both sides have so many things that they can offer to each other. And bridging the two with organizations like JACAFA would be very, very stabilizing for the entire Asian region. JACAFA has been around for about 2 years, 2.5 years. So JACAFA has strong potential because the people within JACAFA are very, very strong themselves, and they're very, very interested in working together. But we need to make this a growing group. Any network needs to continue growing or it will begin to die. And so we have implemented this new scholarship this year in 3 countries, in the Kyrgyz Republic, in Tajikistan, and in Uzbekistan, for 5 students from each country who are going to be in the 3rd or 4th year of university. One of the points of this is to make sure that JACAFA continues to grow. So those students will come into their scholarships, they will also join JACAFA, and they will have a group of 300 mentors who can help them in the things they work through and the problems they work through in life. The Nippon Foundation has another scholarship this year at Tsukuba University in Japan. That scholarship, I should say it's a fellowship, is at the master's degree level. And so eventually, we would like to help steer some of those JACAFA scholarship students, once they graduate, into the Tsukuba University scholarship, so that we can continue to help them with their education. The Ideal Central Asian Youth Network, that has people from every Central Asian country and people from Japan included in it. And it has to be young people for the most part, but it needs to span 2 or 3 different generations of young people. So the young people at the university level, the young people who are still getting their PhDs, but also the semi-young people who have entered the workforce but are still developing their careers, so in their 30s, maybe early 40s at the latest. But there has to be people from each of the countries, and they have to be cooperating on an equal footing. And they have to be truly interested in each other and in helping each other with their individual problems or in bridging the borders between their 2 countries. My personal ambitions in my 20s, that is a long time ago. In my 20s, I was not a member of the Nippon Foundation at that point. I was a high school teacher, actually. But I was also very, very interested in writing. I wrote stories, I wrote articles, I worked on a novel or 2. At that point, I was not as much interested in the kind of thing that we're working on right now. In my 30s, I joined the Nippon Foundation, and at that point, things changed for me. And I became much more interested in trying to help to solve many of the problems that our world faces at a global or a regional level. There are many, many problems. And most of them can be solved if we have just a little bit of extra money, which the Nippon Foundation often can. You probably don't remember. In fact, it would be before you were born. But in the 1980s, Ethiopia went through a famine, an extreme famine, and many, many people died. At that point, places like the United States provided a lot of food aid. They provided the actual grain, they provided the actual bread for people to eat. And that's good. That's a very good thing to do. But the Nippon Foundation did something different. They took the technologies, the education, the knowledge that farmers need to produce more food, and they took them to Africa and taught farmers how to how to create more food. And because of that, the farmers who used our technologies were able to increase their food production by 3-4 times sometimes. And I found that very exciting. The idea of not simply giving food, not simply helping somebody for one day, but giving them the education, the knowledge they needed in order to improve their lives for good. That's what we need to do. That's, if a person has enough food, if he has enough water, if he has a house, and if he has dreams for his children, then that person, he's going to try to maintain his place in life. And that in itself is going to contribute to regional or global peace. It was very exciting for me to learn that there were lots of people who were doing that, and that I could become one of those people myself.